Good evening, everyone. Oh boy, there's some loud motorcycles. Gotta put these bad boys in. Hey DTX, hey Bella, Justin, Flo, how's it going, everyone? Apologize, I am just a little late today because I was like, I'm gonna take a 20-minute nap. 3 hours later, I'm on the futon and 5 minutes before I'm supposed to be going live. But that's how things go. These bikers are always giving me hell. I just tend to not think about it. Like I've blocked that noise out, but when I'm kind of chatting with other people, I'm keenly aware of the noise. You know, especially now that I'm working from home. And like it's my turn to talk on something and engines are revving and stuff. It's a little annoying, but okay. So use my fancy dancy little thing here. Whoops. Suppose it would help if I actually make things visible though, huh? Okay, it should work now, hopefully. This is gonna be a problem though, because I need to update this and I made my hotkeys letters. And I found out the way this works. Hold on, it's gonna flip through my screens here. Okay, clearly I need to adjust my, Oh no. Is it? Shoot. Clearly I wasn't paying attention. Thank you for reminding me. Working on this week's game show in Grounded. Whoops. Whoopsie. Can you tell I just woke up? I'm like all over the place. There we go. That should fix it. I need to fix my key bindings for my little hotkey pad that I set up. It works nice because see, look, nice thing. Then like instead of having to go to slobs and like find it on my list, I can just, oops, I can just do this. Or if I need to like scratch myself, just do that. Like it's a world of possibilities. But the issue is I mapped everything to letters, which I thought wouldn't be a problem. It is a problem because if I type anything into slobs, it tries to hit those key bindings. Oh, geez. Flo just gave a whole bunch to our house flipper goal, which I think I committed and said that if we can raise 30, we'll play it. Because I set it to 40, not really knowing how fast people get the points. So I think that that's good. I think we'll play it then. We've hit 30. What's fair is fair. Is this game volume level okay for you guys, or is that a little too loud? I've been listening to some of the VODs, and on some of the games, it seems like the game volume is like super quiet. And my voice is like piercing through it. Good for you? Okay. I believe in Justin. How are you guys all doing today? Did you meet meet your expectations, where you're able to pursue your goals and dreams. I might have noticed one of the new tapestries is in the background. Here, put this up a little bit so you can see it. A little more. It's a skeleton with, actually it's flipped on your screen. Same message though. There's like little wispy waves going into one eye hole and rainbows coming out the other. Kind of cool. Yeah, I like this one. Justin says it's going well. It's good. It's good. I saw your sausage roll thing this morning, and I was like, man, I think like I've never had a sausage roll, but the concept seems pretty basic to me. I think I get it. I understand it, and I would love one right now. So that was good. That was good seeing that. I love seeing food pics. It's better than porn, really. Flo is working tonight, so I am thrilled that you've given me the opportunity to hang out with you while you work, because I do the same thing when I'm working during the day. Bella is also working. Well, thank you for having me while you are working on things. It's puff pastry and sausage. How can it go wrong? Yeah, I mean, it sounds fantastic. Something that I know it's not going to be the exact same thing, but I feel like it might be one of the closest American equivalents. I don't know if you guys have ever had one. I know some of you probably had. Justin might not have though. Have you ever heard of something called a kolache? It's essentially that's about the closest thing I could think to American-wise as a sausage roll. Although the ones I've had are a little bit more, how would I put it? Like bun-like. It was more like a bun with like a sausage inside of it. When we visited Texas, I had a bunch of those. I had some at Buc-ee's, and oh my god, they're so good. Fantastic. Super easy to make. Might have to look up a recipe then, give it a shot. Hey man, as you might know, I live in Minnesota, and I have a Buc-ee's magnet on my fridge. That's how much I liked it. Korean bakeries have some, but their sausage game is weak. Well, that's sad. Yeah, Justin, Buc-ee's is like, if you ever come to the U.S., and I think they're mostly a down south thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Flo, but that's the only place I've seen them. And I'm in the north, so we don't have them. But excuse me. Just gigantic gas station with the like. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is the cleanest bathrooms you'll ever be in. They're huge with like 50 stalls in them, and each stall has its own, and like the stand-up ones, and each has its own individual divider wall. You could eat off the urinals. They're all in Texas. Okay. Yeah, it's and it, you know, they've got all their Buc-ee's merchandise there. They've got like I don't know if they're all this way, but this is the one I went to. They had like kolaches there. They had like an entire jerky counter. So we got a bunch of different types of jerky. Just insane. Oh yeah, I think I remember you. I think you were here last time we were talking about that, Justin, because I think you mentioned a Wawa, which I think is probably the closest analogy you could get. Excuse me. So, guys, I'm excited about this week's. You know what? I just realized too. These some of these tags aren't like that appropriate. Oh well. That's what I had on for Celeste or Grounded. I was watching someone play Celeste. We have a new game show. Excuse me. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to give the name yet. But you'll kind of... I'll explain how it works. I got to go download some codes, I think, before the gals shut down for the night. The Able sisters. Ooh, which reminds me, I just got more patterns from Able. She's given me patterns for like the last 3 days, so I'm gonna see which new ones I got. I would actually say, I mean, there are a lot of fun things to do in Texas. Oh my god. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The food is always the highlight for me. Like, they have such good food in Texas. It's phenomenal. Okay, so I got a polka dot print one, striped. Oh, hey, look, you could kind of have a pride thing without taking a slot up, I suppose. Close to, anyway. Okay, those are the other ones I already had. So one thing I should mention too, I'll put it in the Discord as well. This week is not going to be on Saturday. It's going to be on Sunday, because of I am going to be busy. I almost shouldn't even advertise that they're always on Saturdays. That's the day I like to do it, but I end up doing stuff on the weekends quite a bit. So it probably will end up being on Sunday afternoon, I'm thinking again. And roll back to California. That's how it is. Like, they got to check weight capacity when I get on the plane coming home from Texas. So it's another game. I gotta go get more customization kits. Yeah, that's a whole lot of panels. Gotta customize those bad boys. So essentially, here we go. I'll just give you a quick preview. Most of this is just stuff I haven't cleaned up from last week. I'm gonna test a few ways to do it. I'm not committing to anything quite yet, but the game is gonna involve King Tut's mask, and essentially what it's gonna be is so the contestant will wear the mask. It will create a starting point for them, and I don't know if we're going to have it be a straight run like this, or if I'm going to have an obstacle they have to run around. But essentially what they're going to do is they're going to run in the mask, and where they trip, that's the prize they get. Because if you know anything about this mask, you trip when you run with it. So the further you get, presumably what I'll end up doing is the further you get, the better the prizes are. So I still need to kind of figure out the details, which I was gonna phone a friend out in the audience there. Do you guys know, is there good looking Egyptian furniture that I should look for? I think you can get the pyramid, right? Is there also like a Sphinx statue? Because I'm thinking I should go on Dukazan and yank some of those. for the set. I think that there's some hieroglyphic DIY or designs, so I'm gonna put those panels up and do that. Pyramid and Sphinx. Okay. I'll thank you for offering, Justin. I'll see what I can find on Nookazon. That way you don't have to lend it to me, but I'll see what I find on there. If I can get some for you know, price I'm willing to pay, then I honestly, like, I'm gonna have to own it anyway if this game is popular. I'm just gonna have to stash all the deco for it. So I was actually kind of thinking of moving Anka's house and having like a shrine, like do an Egyptian thing. But that's one of many projects I always say I'm gonna do, and then, you know, things get caught up, and or I get caught up in things, and but that's okay. I do have to say the one thing that is a positive of not having an island that's quote finished. So I always feel like I've got something on the horizon, like I've always got a project I can work on. That's not enough. Whoops, I backed out. I don't think that's gonna, well, that should be enough for the game anyway. Oh, shoot. You know what I was going to do, too? It's just reminded me because I'm by my airport. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to lower the price of a couple of things. Or, well, one thing for sure. Let's do, excuse me. I lowered the cost of the broom closet shrine so that people have a chance to overtake people and cycle things through. That way we maybe have more opportunities for people to upload what they would like on here. So I just updated that. I gotta like overall just retweak those a little bit, I think. Hopefully that took effect. Now, can help with the sound cost for Egyptian items. Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek tonight, and take a peek tonight and see what I find on there. Change worked. Okay. Does that seem like a fair price? Because the thing is, I don't want to have it be like, excuse me, I don't want it to be like 1,000, and so people's designs stay up there like like they don't even get a full stream of their stuff being on there. But I feel like 10,000 is a super long wait because we haven't even, or whatever I had it at. I think it was 10,000. I feel like 10,000 is a super long wait. And so people just don't get the opportunity at all to do it, but I don't know. I feel like this is maybe a happy medium. 6 is good. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. If maybe we think we need to switch it again, I can always do that. Lower the price of the chonk. I could do that. Here. Whoops, I accidentally set it to 30,000. Like, okay, guess you guys never want to see my cats again. There, I lowered it by 1,000. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I still have it set so you can only do it once a stream, but there it goes. Justin with the snipe. Do you have preferences, my good sir? Ooh, this isn't centered either. I gotta fix that. Walt, if he's in the mood. Okay. I can do Walt. He is so freaking okay, so I'll go grab him in a second here, but so every week or well, I would say a couple of weeks we do like where we do it, but we clean their ears, we trim their nails, and we comb them out. Riley's pretty well behaved through all of it because he knows he gets food after it and he's fat, like really fat. Walt cries the entire time, but he is so ridiculously soft after we brush him out because we pull off like what seems like a pound of hair. It's ridiculous. Walter's the best chunk. It's not for debate. Walter die. Okay. Verb. Look, the people want to see you. Justin redeemed you. Oh, you're so soft. You're so soft now that we combed you out. And he gets these he gets these little things behind his head when we don't brush him out. It's like he's got these little white hairs behind his ear that get all stringy looking. And we call those his George Washingtons because it kind of reminds us of like a disgusting powdered wig. So we had to comb out his George Washingtons today. Yeah. You're crying, but you look good. Walt is... Oh, I'm trying to think now. I think he's like 6 maybe? I think he's 6. Well, in fairness, Justin, he always does this anytime we pick him up. He's actually not like in that much distress. He just likes to ham it up when we pick him up because he likes being pet. He'll like close his eyes and purr, but then he'll cry because he's like, don't pick me up. But he's not mean. He doesn't bite or anything. He just is dramatic. Okay. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come here, you can leave if you want. You want to leave? You want to leave or stay? Okay, well, I'll leave the door cracked for you. I'm really bad with remembering how old the cats are. If Kate was, I don't think Kate's in chat, but if she was, she'd be able to tell you right offhand because she knows their birthday and everything. For me, I'm just like, I guess I'm mostly just I'm just kind of classic guy, and I don't really pay attention to those things. But oh, there she is. Okay. 6.5 for Walt, so I was close. Hey, Xbox, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Riley is older. Riley is... Kate, is Riley 9? Lone Riley? Well, not... I am a huge Riley stan. I am a huge Riley stan, actually. Oh, yeah. That is a good design. We're going to use that design, I think. Kate, you have had Riley since he was just a couple months old. And then... Yeah, and then Walt was... Yeah, year and a half, so... It was actually kind of shitty with Walt, because we... So both of them are adopted. From shelters. I believe you also got Riley from a shelter, Kate. But I know we got Walt from shelter. So we got him and things were going well. And then they were like, by the way, a bunch of the kittens that were with Walt, like from where we got him, have feline leukemia. So you might want to go back to the vet. And so we did, and he has feline leukemia. And like, number one was like scary that Walt had it, but then on top of that, like, we also didn't want Riley to get it. Because, like, in all honesty, we would not have, we probably would not have adopted Walt had we known he had feline leukemia. But then we tested Riley again, and he was okay. And with Walt, our vet said that there's like a third of I can't remember the exact breakdown, but it's essentially like a third of cats die fairly shortly after getting feline leukemia. Another third will die after having it for a while. And then another third just live with it in their system. And that's it. Like, I guess the magic number is the 2-year mark. So we pretty much just kind of held our breath for about until we hit the 2-year mark with Walt, and he hasn't shown any like medical issues as a result of it. And now he's 6, so I think we lucked out, and he's one of the ones who just kind of carries it. Like, he's always going to test positive for it, but he's had no ill effects from it. So it appears as though we lucked out. So yeah, but was a scary situation when we... Oh, the 3-year mark. Okay, sorry, I thought it was 2 years. But yes, we made whatever the magic number was. And it's not to say that something couldn't happen like later on that, you know, with that, but it seems that he's in a good place for his diagnosis. So yeah. All right. We are going to get some custom designs going for our game. Oops. Oh, he's got a little fortune cookie sign. We'll save over this slot for now. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's a little bastard sometimes, but we love him. So we're happy that he's healthy. And actually something good that happened with him recently. So Like one of our constant struggles with him has been like he's been underweight almost the entire time we've had him. He just like isn't that interested in food. Like we're used to having Riley, who his whole his whole life is food. So we never have to worry with Riley about keeping weight on. It's the opposite problem with him. And so with Walt for years, he was always like just slightly underweight. And in like the past like what, probably 3-4 months randomly, he's like, yep, I like food a lot. And he's added on some healthy weight. So like to us it seems like he's like gotten fat, but he's actually in a healthy weight range now. So yeah, he's doing really well. Losing a good pet's just like losing a family member. Yeah, it's not fun when that happens, for sure. All right, let's customize some panels. Ooh, that would almost be a good one to use, huh? But I also kind of want... I like these a lot, though. So I think I'm going to do those. Yeah, I also get very emotional when my creatures die. I always feel like kind of feel like a sociopath, but I am one of those people who I don't get as emotional with people, but animals are just awful for me. And I don't know why that is. It just... I think part of it too is with well, not always, but with people. You know, if it's something where like you know it's coming, you can like you and that person can process it, like you can have a mutual understanding of what's going on and you can talk through things, whereas like when your pet is like sick and not doing well, like there's limited communication channels for you, which it makes it worse. But let's hope everyone's pets live long, happy lives. Yeah, exactly, Justin. For sure. And scales, yes, yes. Kate and I went to PetSmart in masks. Wear your masks, folks. Went to PetSmart yesterday to pick up some stuff for the children, and we saw some leopard geckos there, and they're so cute. And I want to get one, but what I'd really love to do again is I used to have a 50-gallon fish tank with real plants in it, and I had this one fish called spotted African bushfish. That's the type of fish it was. And just like super interesting fish. It gets like they get like roughly the size of your hand if you keep them long enough, and their mouth is like a tube. But I had one, and his name was Bubba, and he was the best fish I've ever had because he recognized me. So when I would walk to the front of the tank, he would come out of he would come out of his plants and kind of like watch me. And I had certain food I'd give him. I like as a treat. There were these frozen foods that was like obviously more tasty than flakes. And he would actually eat that from my hand. If I would dunk that in the water, he would come up to the surface and eat that when I would do that. I should see if I have any pictures of my 55 gallon anywhere. Put it in the Discord. My old one, obviously. I don't have one now, but some people don't like some people don't like fish tanks because of the amount of maintenance, but for me, it's like that's actually the fun part of having fish is like, it's almost like, since we're playing Animal Crossing, it's almost like if you have real plants and stuff, well, you can do it with fake ones too, but just kind of designing it and rearranging things and making it look nice. And there's standard goldfish, yeah. And certain fish are different. Like, so the one I had, he was, you know, as far as fish goes, right? I mean, they're obviously not going to be terribly smart, but as far as fish goes, he was a pretty smart fish. And there's one, like a lot of the bigger ones are kind of smart too. Like if you've seen, there's this type of fish that's in this family of them called the cichlid, called the Oscar. Those are really awesome fish. You need really big tanks for them, but like you can do enrichment activities with them. Like you can put like ping pong balls in their tank and they'll like snap at them and launch them out of the tank. And those ones definitely recognize their owners and will kind of follow them around. Oscars are awesome. My dad used to have one of those. And this is why, just you may have discovered, this is why I almost never took home a big paycheck when I worked at a pet store, because I just took things home with me instead. You're like, here, I'll just spend my entire paycheck here. That's such, I had a, overall, like that was one of the best jobs I've ever had. Like it didn't pay well. I came home smelling like animal shit every day, but yeah, it was it's one of those weird things where like you talk about jobs being fulfilling and like what it is you're looking for. The thing that sucks is like unless I was a business owner of a pet store, like working in a pet store itself is not like, I can't probably own a house doing that. Like I can't, you know, it's not sustainable for the lifestyle I have right now. But at the time, like I was living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't have a lot of money for extra things, but I was like ridiculously happy. So I think there's a lot to be said about just doing something you like versus something that pays a lot. But there's also that happy medium, like, you know, if you're working at a place for like 3 years and you've ascended to the level of manager and you're not making even $14 an hour, then it's like, how long can you do that for realistically? Because that was my situation. And Kate's too. Kate and I actually met at the pet store we worked at. But yeah, it was really fun. I worked in the what was referred to as the small pets area. So everything that wasn't, so like where I worked, we didn't sell dogs and cats. Thankfully, we would occasionally hold adoption events, but thankfully we didn't sell dogs, cats, because there are plenty of dogs and cats out there that need homes. So I worked in the section of the store where we actually did sell pets. So it was like, you know, all your furry ones like hamsters, guinea pigs, all the way up to like fish, reptiles, creepy crawlies. And that was fun. I've been bitten by every single type of animal that was in that store, including fish. And where we worked actually did not have bunnies. Some of the stores had chinchillas. Some of them might have had bunnies. I know ours did not. I won't say where, but where I worked was a particularly large chain, so you can, that narrows down your what you have to guess. But we did not have those there. Yeah, Kate was there for many of those bites. I got a lot of good stories from that place. Like there was one, so I absolutely adore rats as pets because they're so smart and friendly, and like they're great for kids, and people just have like this bad connotation about them because they think of like New York sewer rats, but in reality rats are really clean and they make great pets. I remember one time this, so we were by the area where we keep all of them, and this dad and young daughter came in the back, and they were thinking of some options, and I was suggesting a rat, and I was like, yeah, rats are great. I've had them before. And I'm starting to open up the cage so they can see one, and I'm like, they like never bite. They are so friendly. And I stuck my hand in the cage, and one like latches on to like this part of my skin, and I start bleeding everywhere. And so I'm trying to hold it together so this like dad and daughter don't freak out after I'm telling them rats are fantastic. It turned out that rat was just sick, and so it was just being defensive, and so that's what animals do. So it wasn't like it was a bad rat or anything. It just needed some extra care, but it was kind of funny. So here I am preaching how awesome rats are, and I get chomped up by one. Rats are... Oh, hold on. This is bad to admit, but there's a pet store chain where we live. Occasionally browse the rabbits and rats, guinea pigs. People do that all the time, though. Like, honestly, anytime Kate and I go in for cat food, like, we almost always stop by the little enclosures and just take a peek. So I don't think that's bad. Rats are wonderful. A good friend of mine used to have two. Looked after them for a weekend. Yeah, they're really awesome pets. The thing that breaks my heart about rats is how short-lived they are. They only live for a couple of years usually, and that's what is like hard for me. The reason I don't have them anymore is because I'm actually pretty allergic to them. So I break out in hives when they crawl on me. Actually, I was allergic to a lot of the animals at the where I worked, but you just muscle through it, take a bunch of antihistamines, and you're good to go. But they give me hives pretty bad. But yeah, the fact that they're so short-lived is kind of sad. Yes. Ignore the blood, sir. These things are fantastic, as it's like still attached to me and shaking around. Yeah, a lot of good times working at the pet store. I have a feeling we're not going to use this much room. Yeah, honestly, I play it almost anytime I'm playing when I'm not on stream. I have like another streamer going or something like that. I almost never hear game music anymore. Worst pet? Trying to think. A lot of it comes down to audience, I would say. Like, because an adult can care for almost any of those animals and they'll be fine. If it's something they really want, then it'll be a great pet for the most part. Where you start having issues is with when you have younger kids who maybe aren't as responsible. Excuse me. I would say one of the ones, sorry, runny nose, allergies, that people almost always came in for, that I would do my best to talk them out of, were hamsters, specifically the mini hamsters, because when I was working at the pet store, for a while in the industry, it was hard to get a hold of regular hamsters because there was like this rash of a disease that went through. I think it's called wet tail. I think that's what it was, or maybe it was upper respiratory infections. Anyway, it was hard to get a hold of them, and so in our store we almost never had them. So we always had the dwarf hamsters. Dwarf hamsters are little bastards. Most of the breeds are very mean, and they will bite the shit out of you. And it's not like a little, like, oh, I'm gonna nibble your finger. It's like bite you, make you bleed everywhere bite. Yeah, it was those little bastards were vicious. And like the thing too, now you're not supposed to store, for the most part, more than one in a cage, right? But we're a big pet store, so what do? Store a bunch in one cage. And so there would be times where like one would be sick, or like one just for whatever reason, like the group doesn't like them, and we'd come in the morning and there was like a half-eaten hamster in the cage because the other ones decided to turn on it. So I'd have a lot of times parents would come in and they're like, oh, but they really want a hamster and they're way cheaper. I would try talking them into guinea pigs, because guinea pigs are, if you want something that's like, for what we had at the store, if you wanted something that was furry, easy to take care of, you could hold it and it was friendly, guinea pigs are the way to go for what we had. They're awesome. Yeah, there are certain dwarf hamsters that don't bite, like Roborobski dwarf hamsters, but those guys are speed demons. They're not like, oh, I'll sit in your hand all cute. Like if you put them in your hand, they'll be gone. Like you have to like hold them with a tiny bit of force to make sure they don't skitter out of your hands, which at that point then you have to ask yourself, like, is this creature enjoying this experience, or should I just put it back in the cage? But yeah, that is my opinion of the animals I worked with. I would say dwarf hamsters were the worst. Yeah, does this hamster like the cage that I've created with my bare hand? Usually the answer is no. And it's funny because that was one of the few animals, like, I routinely would not handle barehanded. Like, most of the other animals, I could just stick my hand in the cage and grab one, like, including some of the reptiles, like geckos are just fine, like, just grab those or whatever. A lot of the snakes, just go in there and grab them. These hamsters, though, because people would always come, they're like, well, we want to hold it. I'm like, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a good chance you're going to get bit. So I will grab it with, like, its little house. So I'd, like, take it. We had these little plastic igloos for them. So I just flip it upside down and scoop one up. And I'm like, here, you can hold it with this in your hand. If you want to try holding it, you can, but it might bite you. Always wanted a ferret, but they need lots of space to climb. Yeah, and we didn't have ferrets where we worked. So, yeah, I don't know too much about those. Ferrets are interesting, though. But yeah, I can't say that I've had them. Okay, I'm going to bring up Nookazon here real quick and just do a little bit of browsing. See what we got. Sphinx on average is going for 2 million. Well, let's see if I can make an offer. Yeah, it looks like, I think, Justin, you mentioned this earlier, it looked like, as far as buying them for Nook Miles tickets, it's right around where you suggested it would be at, kind of in the 40 to 60 range. But some folks are taking offers for bells, so okay with that. All right, I'm gonna put in offers for 2 of those. Sorry. This is why I have to change my key bindings. Haha. Sorry. Can you hear me now? Am I good now? Okay. Yeah, I gotta fix that key binding thing, because when I type it, if I still have Streamlabs open in a window, it thinks I'm trying to hotkey stuff. Whoopsie. What I was saying was, we're gonna go visit Anka to see if there's anything else in her house that I should look for. Plus, it's an excuse to see Anka, because she's awesome. Nope, she's just gonna sit on the can while I'm here. Hey, Punky, how's it going? Yeah, and that does happen, Kate, where you're like, a little kid wants to hold a hamster, they hold it, it bites their fingers, and then they like freak out and like wave their hand, and they either drop straight to the ground or they go flying in the air. I've had that before. Looking for gold nuggies. Well, Anka, I'm gonna let you go back to your toilet duties. And we just got a sub from Shawnee D. I believe that's how you say that. Shawnee, thank you so much for your Twitch Prime sub. Is that Shoon? Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. That means a lot. Hey, Shoon. Shoon, I apologize as I visit so many islands when I'm selling turnips. It was you who I saw when I was island hopping the other day, right? On Weesees. Yeah, okay, yeah. I do my best. So I am a person who, by my very nature, I'm a terrible name person. So I try to do my best. But yeah, it was good seeing you. So I remember it was one of those things too. As I was flying in, I was like, wait a minute, I know this island name. I've announced it many times before on on the game show. But thank you for the sub. That means a lot. Thank you. I was watching a guy's stream the other day, and he referred to Prime subs as Bezos bucks, and I'm like, that is awesome. That he's like, anytime I can take money out of Jeff Bezos's pockets and put it into my own is a good thing. It's like that's awesome. So thank you. He's very much a how do I put this? A fight the power type guy. That's kind of his whole shtick, if you want to call it that. He lives by it though, so. But he's a very nice gentleman. It's fun to watch. So Punky, that goal down there, so essentially it's to help test out. I finally added, after all this time, like a donation thing. So in my about section, I created this soda menu, and you can order me a soda quote off of it, and each soda plays a different on-screen alert. If we reach $80 in donations, I will take that money and buy a life-size cutout of Danny DeVito. I've already priced it out, and Danny DeVito will be behind me on stream until, you know, essentially in perpetuity, I imagine, unless I do like a major reorganization or something. But so if we can reach that, Danny DeVito will be here, and it's life size, so it's like it's like 4 feet something. No, it is big. That's just how tall Danny DeVito is. It's life size. That's just how big he is. He's a short fella. Yes. So yeah, not that big, but big, relatively speaking. It's at least Danny DeVito is probably at least like 5 chonks tall. Well, like if they're laying down, right? Gotta see if anyone has responded to my offers. They have not. Damn. Chunks are a new measuring system. Yeah, and we have to be very careful to differentiate between a standing chunk and well, what we refer to as rotisserie chicken chunk. Rotisserie chicken chunk is when they're laying with their arms crossed in on their stomach. So that's a rotisserie chicken chunk. Otherwise, if they're standing, that's a standard chunk. So we should probably measure Danny DeVito by standard chunks. So I imagine Danny DeVito is probably about 4.5 standard chunks in height. Justin Redeemed asked me anything. Speaking of Danny, any favorite Always Sunny episodes? Ooh, that's a really good question. I do have to say, as just like a follow up to that question, I haven't seen a lot of the newest seasons, with like Dennis not being there, so I'm not as familiar with those ones. I've seen those in bits and pieces. I would say Kate is the one where they go to the Jersey Shore. Is that Rum Ham? Because that's probably my favorite one. Because that one is just okay. I would say that's probably a top like 1 or 2 for me. Another one that's so I'll name you 3 because I'm indecisive and I can't just name one. So that one, the one where they are in quarantine, and it turns out they were just withdrawing from alcohol, was another one of my favorites. And it's all for the payoff at the end is so amazing when Frank is just like slathered in hand sanitizer because he wants to be pure. That's amazing. And there's one other one. When they get taken hostage by the McPoyles is another fantastic episode. There's so many good ones though. It's D and Dennis on welfare is that's a good one. Yeah, Kate and I are big fans. It's Always Sunny is one of those shows that for me anyways, like I can just put it on and I will enjoy pretty much any episode that comes up. Like every episode that comes up is entertaining to me. Like God, and now that I'm thinking of other ones too, like Kitten Mittens, fantastic. Yeah, there's so many good ones. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for maybe some offers to come in, I'm going to Offload some turnips here. Oh yes, Frank proposing to that hooker. That's one of my favorite scenes. Like his little proposal speech. I couldn't tell you what it is word for word, but it's fantastic. And then she keels over and it's like, the bitch is dead. Yeah, Roxy. Oh, that's so good. Great show. If you folks, some of you other folks in chat haven't seen it. What service is it available on, Kate? Is it Hulu or I think we watch it on Hulu, right? Or is it Netflix? Yeah, and just how quickly Frank gets over it. He's like, "Oh my god, the bitch is dead." Just drag her out into the hall. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Bella, if you just like just insane raunchy shows, like it's hard to beat It's Always Sunny. It really depends on what your sense of humor is, but personally that's okay. Now I'm gonna try typing. If the scene goes away for a second, don't panic. I'm aware. I'm just gonna try something. No, it did it again. Why? And now I've hidden chat as well. Okay, can you hear me at least? But you can't see my webcam. Haha. Why does it do that? Like, I tried to minimize it so that... Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm on the website I need to be on, so I don't need to type anymore. I'm gonna see if there's any good deals on the exchange. Yikes. I feel like there's something wrong with the exchange right now. Everything is listed at... Almost everything is listed as... Oh, I'm on the other category. That's why. Haha. Probably because that's usually where I am when I'm on my desktop. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that island. We'll queue up here. Yeah, I am gonna have to fix this issue by next stream because I'm not gonna be able to survive not not typing without like switching all my scenes up. Yeah, I would agree, Justin. It's not like I think the initial episode, like he's not in it right away, but it still is good. But for me, Frank is what he's like the glue for the show. I love Frank. It's like shuffleboard, but Twitch scene edition, yeah. Cool thing too is like when we're doing our games on the weekends, I'll be able to just like, hey, I'm flashing the code right now. Just little things like that'll be nice. Let's get out of this building app. I love this like red knit beanie. It gives me Jacques Cousteau vibes. If you're gonna try to pose as someone, Why not Jacques Cousteau? I found a whole subgenre on YouTube of amateur theater groups doing The Nightman Cometh. That is amazing. I feel like I've heard of places throwing on. Oh yeah, because I can't remember the actor's name who plays Mac. Is it Rob McElhenney or something? I remember seeing him have a Twitter conversation where like someone was asking, "Hey, can my like small company do The Nightman Cometh?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead." Which was really cool of him. Yeah, he seems like a swell dude. Do you at least get paid for overtime, Bella? I live that salaried life, so any extra time I put in is on my dime. So I try to get my stuff done while I'm at work. Well, that's good. I miss making overtime. Yes, Flo. It's, you know, there's a trade-off. Absolutely. Yeah, I also get paid to be at home on the toilet. Going back to Starbucks next week. How do you feel about that, Punky? Are you excited? Are you nervous about it? It's like, it's kind of scary, like service industry, because of just the amount of contact you have with people. Oh no, Karens. We were chatting a little bit earlier about well, maybe we were in chat at that point, Punky, I can't remember. About the time I spent working at a pet store. Kate and I both worked at a pet store. And we actually, I would say we definitely dealt with Karens. But the funny thing about pet stores is that more often than not, people are coming in there to spoil their pet. And so they're usually happy to be there. So I would say, like, compared to the rest of like retail, like we had above average happiness, I would say, for our customers. So we lucked out there. But I can imagine like a place like Starbucks, like, okay, so for me, I have most of my coffee at home and I go to Starbucks. Like Kate and I will go there as like a treat. But you get those people who come, like Starbucks is like their first stop for the day, so they need their caffeine. Holy shit, I can only imagine like how bad it can get. Animal people are chill usually. Yeah, I would say more often than not. I mean, like any place, you're always gonna have people who are difficult to deal with. But overall, I would say it was not as bad as some places for retail. I don't get people being butts to food service people. It's yeah, and the thing is yeah, it just be nice to people. I feel like sometimes it comes from a place of like people just they don't understand, like they've never been in the shoes of someone who's worked at a low paying job like that. And not to say that they're all low paying, but you know what I mean. Like I didn't get paid very well when I worked in retail. And I've also worked as a janitor, which is where my name came from. And like if people haven't worked that type of job before, they just have no concept. And they're just so rude to those people. And it's like you're already scrapping by sometimes. And I just don't get it. People lack perspective is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't until I got hired I realized I was messing with people's morning coffee. Yeah. That would terrify me. Especially if you like me, for my morning coffee, I'm just a black coffee person. So I'm like, yep, black coffee. That's what I have when I'm at home. Occasionally I'll be a little spicy and add some creamer in there. But that's about as far as I go. But you get people who have like super complicated orders, and that's like that is their like start in the morning. And if you fuck that up somehow, oh my God, I can only imagine the wrath of the Karens, what they will bring upon you. And when it comes to like food stuff for me, I'm pretty laid back about it. I'm like, you know, if something was a little off, whatever. It's not a big deal. They are human and are bound to make mistakes just like we do. We saw someone full on flip out over being politely asked to wear a mask by staff at a grocery store. Poor person behind the counter was in tears just for doing their job. That really pisses me off too. Is like when, like, it's not, just wear a mask, please. And don't be a dick to people who it's their job to tell you to wear a mask. Kate and I went to a hardware store last night because I needed to pick up something there. And I don't know if you have this type of stuff in the UK. I feel like it's probably more prevalent here, Justin, but we saw a guy walking around he wasn't just like hanging out in the parking lot, but he was going to his vehicle in the parking lot, and he had, instead of a mask on his face, around his neck an American flag hung. And it just is, it's an embarrassment. We 100% make fun of you when you pull a Karen or order a weird drink. Well, good. You should make fun of Karens. They're bad people. It's literally the law in the UK. Compliance not probably around 50-50. I would say, Kate, what if you're still in chat, Kate, what would you say when we're going out in public around here anyways? I feel like it's fairly good. I would say maybe 20-30% of people aren't wearing masks, but it's also very regional. Like there are certain parts of the country where I think they are much more in arms about it. Yeah, he was wearing like, it wasn't like a full flag. It was like, which it maybe even makes it worse. He had like a piece of cardboard with like what looked like a printout of the American flag on it. And it's like, dude, this isn't the time to make like a statement about the Constitution. Just please wear a fucking mask. I have no issue kicking people out. I was doing it for all our Boston. Okay. Oh, good for you, Punky. Good on you. Barrier is like everyone has a mask. That's good. Face shields. Yeah, Kate says 20 to 30%. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for this area. 5-star. All right, I'm gonna find another island to go visit real quick. We're one of the worst for not wearing them in Europe. It's not like a political issue though, in that way at least. Yeah, it's very much America, fuck yeah. That's a political thing here. It's like what a bizarre thing to have. I don't need to tell you, you guys probably. I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's like this isn't the thing to have a stance on. I guess I don't know. What can I say? I probably should not talk about political stuff. But for me, like working in the healthcare industry, for me, it's like it's not a political thing. It's just like this is what the science is. Like we have to follow that. And it's such a small inconvenience. Like there have been times at my job where I have to wear itchy ear, where I've had to wear masks like my whole shift, like 12-hour shift. It is what it is. Like if you have to wear it for like 20 minutes inside a store, I don't know. It just is too. It's like you could potentially be protecting like someone's grandma or just one of their loved ones by wearing a mask. Like it's just such a small thing you can do that means a lot. And if we all were on the same page, this whole pandemic would be over a lot faster. But that's the human condition, I suppose. It's a funny video of someone reacting to Florida town hall. That was so sad. So Punky, my it's kind of weird. My background is actually in nursing, so I used to be a nurse. That over time has kind of evolved into me working in healthcare IT. So that's what I do now. Like it's mostly IT work that I do. Just because in certain aspects of healthcare, it is good to have someone who is comfortable with technology, but also knows a little bit about the medical side of things. So yeah, that's what I do. In a nutshell, it's kind of, I always struggle telling people what, exactly what my job is, but that's what it is. Sorry, I'm just trying to find an island here that I want to visit. All right, we got our island. Let's go. What's weird for me is the opposite effect. The mask feels like something that's enabling me to get out and about more safely. I would totally be mortified. So this thing, someone asymptomatically. Yeah. So yeah, was a nurse before. I still technically have the designation of a nurse. Like I still am licensed. I just work in IT. And yeah, I agree, Justin. It's like, yeah, if you wear a mask, I mean, you can get out and do some things without risking or, you know, keeping people as safe as we possibly can anyway. Used to work the fire department, but I was the treasurer. I did all the fundraising, so it tends to confuse people when I I could see that, Punky. That's cool though. There was when I was very young, there was a day and age where I wanted to work at a fire department, but and I'm sure there are short firemen, but I am very short and I am very slight. Probably not the best body type for carrying people out of burning buildings. Slightly off topic, but I'm like talking to a guy romantically, and we legit had a phone call about how we can meet our corona concerns, how we should meet. That is, yeah, that's got to be tough dating in the age of corona. I heard something on the radio that I don't know if it was Match.com, but they have the option for like corona dates or something. And so like it's essentially like a Skype date, I imagine. Now my little thing doesn't want to work. What the heck? Am I not on? Oh, that works. How come my other things aren't working? Oh, there we go. Okay. Most of my fire department was very overweight, like 300s. As someone who literally moved in on a third date so they could be counted as one of the household and not have to do distancing in lockdown. I'm not recommending this, obviously. Well, it's a good thing it worked out so far, but yeah, that's a lot real fast. Shouldn't I need to figure out an anniversary corona date? See, that works out well for me. Or this situation is like not a huge hindrance. Oh, look at that flag. Jurassic Park, that's cool. I'm kind of a homebody, introverted person anyway, so it's like if I have to celebrate something at home, it's like, oh, that's not a big deal. We'll figure out something. But I know it's been living hell for other people, which I can empathize with. Ooh, you'll probably be in the broom closet. Very nice. Yeah, I'm just selling turnips right now. Well, hey, there's no better place to be than the broom closet on an anniversary. Oh my god, and I'm gonna buy one of these boxes. This is the first time I've seen one of the fruit variants of the cardboard box. I'm not joking, this is the first time I've seen one. Amen to that. Preach. we have the moves. We've got the vibes in the broom closet. We have the music. We've got the entertainment, romance. We've got the chunks. We got it all. Pose a chonk with a rose for us. I'll see what I can do. I don't have a rose handy, but I might be able to make you a Photoshop. What day do you guys celebrate your anniversary? Is it coming up here? I imagine it must be if you're talking about it. This typing hurts my soul. Yeah. I unfortunately don't. Whoops. I don't have my phone app up, so it also crushes my soul. It's next month on the 10th. Very nice. Well, I'll give you an early congratulations. I can't remember. Are you two married, or are you in a relationship? Obviously, you want probably one of those two, but I can't remember if you two were dating or married. Just dating, engaged soon. Very nice, very nice. I'm actually really psyched that I found a fruit box, because I kind of want to make a little fruit stand or something along those lines at some point. Just like the many other projects I have yet to work on. And then let's take... Yeah, that's also what I have on mine. Like I've never gotten any of the variants. I've only gotten the standard cardboard boxes. We've got our 6-month wedding anniversary coming up. Weird 6 months it's been though. Yeah. Well, congrats on that, Justin. Yeah, it's Kate and I are in the same boat. It's been a very odd first year of marriage. Yeah, and I think Justin, I remember you saying you got married around the same time Kate and I did. And yeah, very fortunate that we were able to get the wedding off before all of this business started happening. Put that in storage too. Okay. I ordered some things on my other accounts, so I'm gonna go grab those. Yeah, so we got married a few months earlier, but yeah, at least you were able to get it off. And we actually knew quite a few people who had weddings planned this summer, so yikes. Cousin had an April wedding. Oh no, it got canceled. Did they do the thing where they had like a small ceremony, or was it just like fully pushed off? Because I do know some people who, now that I don't even want to say things have stabilized because it feels like it really hasn't. But I do know some people are like, yeah, we're just gonna have like a virtual wedding essentially, so like you can watch it on Skype, and then like the wedding party will be there, and that's it. Oh, they moved it to November. Okay. No. And that's the tricky thing is like you can't even guarantee that November is gonna be a thing. Hopefully we have things more under control by then, but what did I get from Gullivar? Pirate outfit. But you're fond of me lobster, ain't ye? Yeah, Flo, I had Gullivar yesterday, so I had to hit him up with my alt accounts. Get some extra pirate booty. Actually, what I'll do, I'll drop off the pirate outfit here. For those of you wondering why I have so many toilet cleaning sets, it's because I'm adorning the top of each pillar of my house with the toilet cleaning set. And you may be asking yourself, have I gone off the deep end? Yes. Yes, I have. Do, do, do. Yeah, that's what I was going for, was the whole janitor thing. And also yeah, I like weird stuff on my island. Shun has a holy grail toilet room. I'd like to see that, Punky. If you guys have pictures, you should throw it in the Discord. I'd love to see it. Ooh, nugget. Let's drop that off for myself as well. Punky mentioned that Shun has a Holy Grail toilet room, and I said we would love to see it. The amount of space above my head was really bugging me. 5 different toilets in one of my AC rooms. It's good to have options, you know? It's good. Good to have options. That's like the whole, what's the story with like the kid who walks into the bear's house and the beds weren't right, but there was the one that was just right. You know what I'm talking about. You gotta find the toilet that's just right for your booty. Goldilocks, there you go. Do I have a ladder with me? No. Golden toilet in the middle of the room. Very nice. Yeah, in my which it's not finished yet, but in my Tom Nook shrine, I have several golden toilets in there. It's funny because most of these alt accounts, they don't have ladders because I've had no need to craft one for them. What I really should do is I think I can I chip away at this to make this accessible? I feel like I can. I should do that, but you know. Yeah, I would have to move that little body of water back. Honestly, I probably would just leave it as is. The only time I go over here is when Red is in town, so I'll probably just leave it as is. Okay, I think I've done what I need to do with Willem. So we will move along to the dude. My Church of Tom Nook Twitter account is growing faster than my stream account. It's a maze. My problem too with Red is that I there's nothing else like feature wise that I go up there on my island. So many times when I'm playing, I just forget to check if he's even here. So I'm sure I've had him a bunch of times. I just never look. Did I link the Twitch account? I had. Is it weird putting my my Twitch on there? I haven't, but maybe I should. Get yo clout. Yeah, see, I'm very like I shouldn't be. I should just be very should just take advantage of opportunities. But I'm very like, oh, I don't want to like. There's Anka. Anka is quickly becoming one of my favorite villagers that I've like ever encountered. She's awesome. Church of Nook in cult. Yeah. I have a good time with the account because I'll just search like Animal Crossing and I'll just like comment stuff on people's Animal Crossing things and they're like, what the fuck? Church of Nook is saying something on my random Animal Crossing post. And then I got into a small fight with the Animal Crossing Communist Party account. That was fun. It was in good fun. I like that account as well. But it was fun. Can't remember exactly what the conversation was, but it was something like I tweeted at them and I was like, what did I, well, here. I've got my phone here. What did I say? And he responded too. Well, I shouldn't say he. Whoever runs the account responded. What did he say? I said, those of the Communist Party Animal Crossing say we are the bourgeois. Perhaps they have yet to bask in the light of compound interest. And they responded, this church is made up of lies. Tom Nook is a crooked Tanuki. And I said, blessed is the villager with a heavy purse, for their heart is gilded in the purest of gold, which shall shine blindingly across the kingdom. I love their account though. They have an entire manifesto, and when I saw it, I actually thought, and I might do it. I still have room for alts. I was like, I want to do a communist run of Animal Crossing. So I would have one character who's the communist, and based on the manifesto in the Twitter account, essentially it's like you can't use bells to buy anything. Anything you use in the game has to be just found or crafted from things you've found. You can't ever upgrade your home because then you're paying money towards Tom Nook. You can't buy anything. I was like, that would be fun to play with like those rules for yourself. Pirate boots. What do pirate boots look like? Well, that's kind of cool. Let's put the dude in his actual clothing, though, not this wetsuit. Oh, that's not it. That's not it either. Where's my... Oh, I was going to say, where's my bowling shirt? I gotta order some sunglasses for the dude as well. No, you can't essentially you can't have bells. I don't think. Like I'd have to read it again. I think they have the manifesto pinned on their Twitter account. It's a fantastic Twitter account to follow. I'd highly recommend. But I don't think you can, I don't think you can sell things either, like because you can't buy. You're not allowed to buy things. Oh shoot! Damn it! I always do that. We should all make off accounts on Twitter and be disciples. That'd be funny. Oh no! What? I'm just making a bigger mess of things. Is all I'm doing right now. Got posters of my sacrificed villagers for my Nook Shrine. That's awesome. I saw it too. So, Flo, does did I see in Soli's Nook room, her shrine? Does she have like a garbage can in there to make actual sacrifices in? Because if so, that's awesome. I thought I saw that like out of the corner of the screen when she was streaming the other day when I stopped by. She does, okay. That's funny. Oh, we don't have a flatworm in the museum. Well, we will shortly. She'll throw fishes in the river too. That's awesome. I told you guys, I sent a little teaser. There's things on the horizon for the stream when it comes to Nook Shrines. There are things on the horizon. Oh no, Justin, did your alert play? I got the thing on my phone, but I didn't see anything on stream. Hold on, let me see if I can trigger it. Maybe you did and I just didn't hear it. I think I just have it too quiet. Well, thanks for the $5, Justin. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you for the root beer. That's very kind of you to do. And that gets us $5 closer to our Danny DeVito goal. So thank you for doing that. I don't know why it didn't trigger, though. I had triggered it manually, but that's okay. And Justin says, long overdue. TBH just wanted to tip you well-deserved drink. Thanks for all the streams. Yeah. Well, thank you, Justin, for hanging out here with all of us. I never would have thought, maybe, what did I start, like a month and a half ago? I never would have thought, like, a month and a half ago I would have had, like, a pretty consistent group of people who hang out and stream, and it's been an awesome experience so far, and I enjoy spending time with all of you. Oh my god, Blathers, let me give you my sea slug, man. We love it in the closet, we don't want to come out. Oh hey, now that we have the Discord, the closet's open for business 24/7. Whoops. I gotta sit through more dialogue. Yeah, I very much look forward to doing streams. Which is kind of funny because when I streamed infrequently on Mixer for a while, and part of it I think was the types of games I was playing. I was only playing like first-person shooters on there. But I like, it was one of the things, like, I almost, this sounds terrible. I after a while, I dreaded streaming, but I was like, well, but I have no chance of growing the stream if I don't stream. But I don't like, I look forward to streaming on here. It's like, it's a highlight of the week, so. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Okay. We got all of our toilet brushes over here. How much money does the dude have? Should check that, because I got to drop off some more money for Dwight so he can keep upgrading his home. Because Dwight's sole purpose on this island is to store turnips. Oh, yeah. Let's take some of that moolah out for Dwight. Bum, 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 bum. Bedtime for me. All right, sounds good, Justin. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thank you so much for that donation. It means a lot. And you're through 5 bags out of 50. Holy shit! I feel like the kit is a lot bigger than I'm thinking it is. I mean, I read the amount that's in the package. It's like, was it like 2K or something? But yeah, you'll keep us updated on your progress, because that looking forward to seeing it in action. But have yourself a good night. All right, then we're going to switch over to Dwight. Get his house upgraded again. This is gonna make my turnip situation so much easier. Saw a group of villagers playing with fireworks together, and it looked like they were peeing on each other. I haven't seen them use the fireworks outside of the event. I checked if anyone's curious. I don't know about the sparklers, but the fountain fireworks, I tried lighting one inside my house. You can't. But I was curious. How funny would that have been, though, if it would have let me burn my house to the ground? Yeah, probably for the best, to be honest. Oh, do you guys? I made a shirt for Dwight. It's the mustard yellow with the tie, the brown tie. I need to get him like wireframe glasses and everything, but we're making progress. He's looking more like Dwight. He's starting to. He still looks too happy though. I don't know if there's a... Oh, there's a scorpion there. I don't know if there's a frowny face that I can put on him that would kind of bring together his whole look. Oh, you can change the location of the mailbox? Have you always been able to do that? Oh my god. So I could make like a little mailbox row. What the shit? See, every day I'm learning about stuff on here. Oh, whoops, I haven't paid off the loan yet. Gotta do that first. Come on, loan. Come on, Nook. You know I'm good for the money. Just upgrade that bad boy. I'm curious if Nintendo will ever do like some type of balancing with the turnips, because like bells have become so incredibly devalued with the turnip exchange, just because you can make money so easily. Kind of like what they did with the scorpions and spiders. I've always wondered if they're gonna like change that up. Yeah, I kind of hope they leave it as is too, but I could see them adjusting it. But the thing is, like with the spiders and scorpions, they adjusted that fairly quick. And I haven't heard any chatter about them making changes to turnips, so I kind of feel like they're at a point where they're like, it's been going on this long, we'll just leave it. You haven't gotten a tarantula or scorpion? If you, you can force spawn them on the random island things. It just takes a much longer now. You used to be able to like reliably get them to spawn every like couple of minutes, but it's not quite the same anymore. Ooh. They came up with the idea of turnips spoiling on the seaplane. It would force people to use their own nooks. Oh no. I hope they don't do that. Because here's the thing. Here's what I love about using the turnip exchange. Is that I get to see other people. Like, it adds another element to the game. It isn't just like the making money thing. I get to go to other islands and see other people's islands and get, you know, inspiration from them. And also you get to access items like at their shop that you might not normally see at your shop. So to me, like, it adds an additional level of playability for me. So I hope they don't do that. Yeah, and I agree, Punky. Like, it adds like a community element to it, for sure. Oh, that's not my mailbox. Haha. Yeah, and hosting's really fun too. Oh, that's really bizarre. You know what's funny? I've never had that happen before. That's really strange. I didn't have something that severe, but just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I hosted for a little bit. And the funny thing is, because I pay for that Patreon, I don't like that poster. So I pay for the Patreon thing, and so my listing goes to the top. So even when I have crappy prices, people still, well, I say crappy, but like not that great of prices. So I had like 186 yesterday. I was still getting people queuing up for my island. And so I set up my usual thing. I gated it off so it just goes straight to the store. I had 2 people come to my island. They queued up. 2 people came. I forgot to gate off like the bottom beach area, and both of them went out that way and started running around my island. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Just do your thing and go. Like, that's like they took the one opportunity, and it's like that's why I always have to double check if that I've got everything that I need gated off, because it's like sometimes people would just take advantage of any opportunity. And then of course I had a bunch of my turnips on the ground, so I had to quick run up to the turnips and make sure they weren't taking those. And the one guy did. He ran up to it and like put one. I ran right onto the screen as he was picking one up, and then he typed "oops." It's like, yeah, oops. So I terminated the session after that. Someone stole all your fruit the first time. You were the host that said, "I will destroy this island." So what I tend to do is like, I've actually kind of switched how I do it now. I used to do it where I always asked for a fee. Now I just have it as optional, but I'll just gate it off straight up to the store, and then I'll just sit there on a couch or something and do that. But I did used to have a fee requirement, but when people didn't pay it, I was just like, whatever. If they can't bother to drop one bag of bells for my really good turnip prices, then I guess that's too bad for me. As for tips of wood, that's a good thing to request. Building materials, wood especially. I'm always low on that. Wooden star has been optional. I would say when I do optional tips, like I would say probably a good 70 to 80% of people leave something. Which is kind of why I like to do no fee required, because it's like you'll still get something out of it. Yeah, I recently since I just started doing Nookazon a couple weeks ago, like I add that link and it's when people bring wish list items, I'm like, bruh. Bruh. But yeah, I would agree though that most people are pretty friendly. Like I think it's usually an anomaly when someone griefs on this game. When someone's being a jerk, you're like an extra jerk because of the community. Yeah, I haven't thought of it that way, but that is true. It's like because of like the general feel of the community, like if you decide to be an asshole, like you stick out even more. So like it's even worse. Like it's one thing if you're playing a game where it's just like that's the expectation is that people grief. That's one thing, but whoops. But yeah, here you just don't expect it. So when people do it, it's like, wow, you sir are a true shit chopper. Whoops. I just want people on the flyover to my island who haven't been here to just be like, what the fuck is this? Just like skeletons everywhere, plungers. I want to instill fear and confusion in their hearts. How have I gotten all my gold nuggies? Through channels. Yeah, essentially what Bella said. I have sinned, yeah. I will say that's the only I'm gonna justify it though. I try to what I tell myself is I'm being like Robin Hood because I hardly use any of it for my own gain. I give it back to the community. Yes, exactly, Punky. That's yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Yeah. Which there is this like paranoid part of me that's like just the way Nintendo is with stuff. That like in the back of my mind, I'm like, does Nintendo like have a way where they're like, wow, this person like their code has like an inordinate amount of gold nuggets on it. Oh, I could have just jumped over. Good call, Flo. I'll have to do that on the other side. Yeah, Raging Robin Hood. But yeah, like I know it's probably like a remote chance of that happening, but I'm like in my mind I'm like, what are the chances that Nintendo is like, by the way, we detected that your island has like way more gold than it ever possibly should. Delete. That is a good point. You sent your Switch full of sins to them and nothing bad happened. So maybe I'm in the clear. But what I will say I have a guy. I did not get I did not create the items, so to speak, like how you do that. Whoops, there's only 3. I did not create the items to have this volume of gold nuggets. I simply got them from someone who did. I know a guy. But what I will say, I have not sold any of them. So all of the bells I have in this game are legit. They were all of the bells I have were earned through going to the exchange and selling turnips and doing like tarantulas and scorpions and stuff. So that is all legit. I have not sold any gold nuggets for money. Because sometimes that's what people will do with them is they'll buy, or I shouldn't even say that. They'll somehow acquire many stacks of gold nuggets and then they'll sell them for bells. The only sin on Weese's is our villagers / hostages. So Punky, have you guys done the whole like where you go on Etsy and buy the NFC coins for villagers? Or do you just do time travel? Fake amiibos, okay. It always amazes me. So like there is a bunch of cool stuff on Etsy that's Animal Crossing related, but there's a lot of people who deal in those fake NFC coins. I wonder, like just with how Nintendo is about things, how those listings are able to exist. Because like I like just knowing Nintendo, I feel like they would like hire a guard dog to just be sitting on Etsy all the time, issuing DCMA notices on stuff and being like, yep, you got to take this down. This is our intellectual property. You're done. And maybe they do and things just pop back up so fast. I don't know, but sometimes I do feel like Etsy is kind of like the Wild West, like for trademark stuff. Like people just kind of like, they do it. Yeah, I can imagine people are making bank. I would agree, Punky. It is absolutely the safest sin because the cards exist. So I don't think from Nintendo's end there's like a way for them to know like, oh, you didn't use the legit amiibo card. Like they have no way of knowing that. So I think you're absolutely safe. Oh, do they not have one for Raymond Shun? Raymond's the cat with the glasses, right? We were discussing a couple streams ago like what my ideal villager setup would be, and for the most part, I have like all of the kind of messed up weird ones. So like I want to get Coco. There's a robot frog. I'd like to get Ribot, I think is his name. Oh no, I don't have my slingshot. There were some other ones too. Everyone but Raymond. Interesting. I think Kate had some of the actual physical cards for a while, like the legit Nintendo ones, because she used to play Happy Home Designer, and so it came with a little NFC puck reader. So she would do that. Are they still... Do you guys know, are they still issuing new cards? Like, do they still make the booster packs of those? Or is it just... you had to have had them from when they used to be out there. What do I need for ducks? Let's make more ducks. Do 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 do. Oh, let me see. I think I have Discord up here. Oh, cool. That's a nice group of villagers. Rodney. Bella is a big Rodney stan. Yep. Beat me to it. All right, so here's the deal with our little game here. I have to have a long enough. I don't know if I should just have it be straight with like the prizes listed on the ground over here. The problem with doing like an actual obstacle course is I have to have the people running the whole time, because if they walk, they won't trip. And actually, it's fairly difficult to get from one side to the other without tripping. So I almost feel like it's got to be a straight shot. Because like if I start adding twists and I could have it be more centrally. Because I was thinking one thing I could do is if I had some obstacles, I could do like how many times can you run around the thing before tripping, and based on that is what your prize is. Or you start here and then move over. Zigzag. Could do a zigzag. So, Punky, what I'm going to do for this weekend's game, which is going to be on Sunday, by the way, I'll put more info in the Discord for everyone. Usually we do it on Saturday, but I can't make it Saturday this weekend. So, the general concept of the game is going to be you have to wear the King Tut mask. And, you have to run, and based on how far you can get without tripping determines what prize you get. So I think I gotta do a little bit of play testing with it to see, so I don't have another issue like I had with Hop to It, where like every single person was winning. So I gotta make sure that there's a good balance. So I think I got to do a little bit of play testing with it. Yeah, it's gonna be a brand new game, Xbox. So see how it goes. Just kind of trying to think too, like for items I have or items I can order. Oh, too bad I don't have more. I could probably buy some. I was gonna say I should get some. Maybe I should order some. Not order. Go buy from Nookazon some more Scorpion models. That would be a good. That would be a good item to have for decoration out there. I do have all the gnomes. I had folks in the broom closet help me out with that. I think Bella helped me out. I think maybe Flo did. Several people, I think, helped me get all the gnomes. Maybe it was, I can't remember. After, like, I probably can't tonight, but if you have time tomorrow, Punky, maybe I can hit you up in the Discord and I can have you catalog those items. That way you can order yourself a bunch of them. Yeah, just me. I'll try to remember to do that tomorrow. What do I want to put out there? I'm gonna have to do some thinking. Shun won't let me forget. Okay, good. I forget what Shun and Punky, what time zone are you guys in? Are you US or are you UK? Seems like it's one or the other for folks who have been hanging out with us. I don't have a dream address quite yet, Xbox. I think I want to develop my island a little bit more before I upload it. EST, okay. Yeah, I should be able to catalog with you tomorrow. I want to visit Boston. One of my former roommates lived in Boston for a while, and he said he really enjoyed it. Yeah. I love Boston accents. It's funny because my dad had a friend who his girlfriend, both of them living in Minnesota, she like talking to her, she just sticks out like a sore thumb because like the Minnesotan accent and the Boston accent are just so dissimilar. And so she just sticks out so much when she talks. It's awesome. She was a blast to talk to though. She's funny. Wicked smart. That would be nice to sell turnips on Dream addresses. Can you buy items on Dream? I haven't done Dreaming yet, so I have no idea. Shops are closed, okay. That makes sense. Let's grab the Tut mask and do some test running here. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I think I remember Valor saying that she would leave like certain items on the ground if you wanted to have some fun while you're there or whatever. It doesn't really matter because the changes that you would do don't stick anyway or something like that. What am I looking for? The mask. I love the noise. I don't know if you guys have used the King Tut mask yet. I love the noise it makes. That's the longest I've run with the mask and not fall. You have it as well, Hannah? Okay, so like in theory, if we were to do a straight run, see like there, they fall right there. Maybe that's a prize. That's another prize. Ooh, that was a Ooh, that's a really good idea, Flo. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I should put up some like rope fencing just to like have it be like a straight shot for them. Because we were talking to, you could do zigzag. The problem with zigzagging is it's like, it's a little... I feel like to like get around stuff, people will stop running, and then that means they can't trip, which means they can get further without tripping. Which we kind of want it to be random and just have them run. I have been thinking of doing a deal or no deal. The thing is, I would probably have to set it up so that it's by like people who sign up like through the Discord or something. Just because the games would take longer. So like we would probably have to have it be a schedule where it's like we have 3 or 4 people playing in a night, and then you know, kind of go down the list like that. We wouldn't be able to open it up on the exchange unless we did like a very abbreviated version, but I would like to do a more involved like true game show, because most of what I do right now has been more like mini games, I guess. But I'd like to do something a little bit bigger, but probably have to do some testing and organizing for that, but ooh, golden dung beetle would be a good decoration to have out there too. Monopoly. Well, believe it or not, Punky, that is what ends up happening most of the time, because a lot of times when I go live for the game show nights, some of the first people that play end up being broom closet people, or broomies, as they're also known by in the Discord. And so they end up getting to kind of like be my guinea pigs. Okay. So I'm just seeing like what would be a good distribution of prizes as far as like distance. So right now I have them spread out by 3 blocks. So let's just see. And then like this would be like the minimum. Like you would always get that. So like here you would get this prize because you just fell there. Again, there you would just get the minimum prize. There, I suppose if they're close enough, we'll probably just give it to them. That would be the minimum prize again. Minimum prize. Oh boy. I'm not getting very far. 3. I'm trying to see like how big I should make the grand prize, right? Because like if you can pretty reliably get across to the end, I don't want it to be that big, or you know, I can't have it be like huge. Is what I'm saying. But it seems that we're not very reliably getting too far. Oh, there's a grand prize there. Okay. I feel like I kind of just figured out a way to game it too, so hopefully people don't do this. Yeah, there's gonna be that risk, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to have like several of them in my inventory. I think what I'll do in the posting is I'll ask people to bring their own mask if possible. And just say if you don't have one, then we have one you can borrow, but you need to give it back. And that's just the risk of playing it. Like, I think most people will give it back, but there might be a handful that don't. Do you know what would be interesting? If I gotta think about this a little bit. It'd be interesting if I had 2 tracks so that the first track they run determines what type of item they get. Right? So, like, you would have, like, bells, Nook Miles tickets, gold nuggets, star fragments, right? So, the first row determines what type of item you get. And then the next row would determine your multiplier. So it's like a ×1, a ×2, a ×3, or whatever, right? So like if we say like 99,000 bells, and then you make it to here, well, that was a full run, then you get ×3. So you get 3 stacks. So the DIY for that Xbox, the first time you pick up a gold nugget, I don't know if you have to have it from a rock that you harvested or if it's any gold nugget. But once you get a gold nugget out of a rock, you automatically get the DIY for it. If you do a bunch of like random island hopping, it has to be from a rock. Okay, good to know, Flo. If you'd like island hop with like Nook Mile tickets, you can. I think you'll find a rock with a gold nugget fairly fast. I think that's what I'm gonna try doing. It'll make the game a little more complicated, but I think it'll be fun. So I think I'm gonna have 2 rows. This top row is going to be the item. So like bells, Nook Mile tickets, gold nuggets. Maybe we'll put star frags in there. And then the bottom will be your multiplier. So it'll be 1 here, 2 here, and then 3 at the end. Zigzag ropes to lead them all the way through. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with the build of it. I've also got to switch this because it is not games every Saturday. I should say games every weekend. Okay. I think we've got a good start though. Yeah, Xbox. I would recommend doing some island hopping. If you have some Nook Miles tickets. There's a lot of mass on Nookazon. Yeah, that's always another option too. No, the stream's still going. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to figure out, like, how to best divide. So between, okay, obviously bells are going to be on the bottom, but between, whoops, those are way off. Between star fragments, gold nuggets, and Nook Miles tickets, like, what would be the hierarchy for people coveting items from lowest to highest? Would it be like Nook Mile tickets, star frag, gold, or like what do you guys think? I could probably figure it out from the values on Nookazon, but I'm just trying to like balance, because it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to balance the game as much as possible. Bell, star frag, Nook Mile, ticket, gold. Okay. Punky thinks star fragments are on the top. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. The funny thing about star frags is, out of all of those, I would say, I mean, not counting bells, those are probably some of the easiest to get. But, well, maybe Nook Miles tickets because of the points. I don't know. Maybe that does make sense. But what I will say is that it seems like people need star fragments the most because they really want to craft those Celeste DIYs. So that does make sense in that respect. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Do, 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 do. Okay. Let's take this mask off. I think I've got a good plan. I think I've got a good plan in place. Just need to do a little bit of fine tuning before Sunday. Okay. I need to grab myself some food. Do you guys want to raid Soli? What do we think about that? All right, gang. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. We're going to go raid Soli. Game show is going to be on Sunday. I will give details on Twitter and Discord as far as the actual start time. I'm thinking probably like 4 or 5 p.m. But stay tuned for that. We're going to be playing this new game I've been working on. Whoops. I'm hiding my screen. But thank you for stopping by. And I will see you again soon. Be excellent to each other. Have a fantastic night and a good start to your weekend.